good afternoon. It's very rare that I say good afternoon. From all my years in morning radio and TV, it's always been morning. So forgive me if at some point in this hour I say good morning to you again because my day has flipped around. But this morning we told you we were going to do a special show. In fact, last night, let's go back to last night when I was watching The Voice and I came on with you and said, hey, would you like me to go on live instead of recording this wonderful woman that we have in studio with us? And everyone said, yes, please go live, please go live, please go live. So we told you throughout the last several months that we might bring you some bonus content in the middle of the afternoon, maybe in the evening. You never know when the real Monica Adams show is going to come on with you. But we are here in the Invita Health and Wellness Studios, and we are so excited to have Ruby Leigh from The Voice in studio with us. Not only are we going to talk about her upbringing, her influences, when she started singing, when she started playing the guitar, we're going to hear her sing, and I've got the tablet here so you can ask her some questions. We'll interact with you as well. I know you've all been talking about how talented she is. You've been watching, I hope, The Voice and supporting. A couple weeks ago, remember we had Eli Warden from Waterloo, Illinois. We are well represented in Missouri and Illinois, but Foley, Missouri, do you even know where it is? 68 people in the entire town, and one of them is the incredibly talented Ruby Leigh. Let's bring her on. Ruby, thank you so much for coming in. You are adorable.
Thank you so
Even
much.
more adorable in person.
I appreciate it.
Love this outfit. So, all right, let's just get into it. Let's go back. You started singing at what age?
I started singing at 9.5.
Okay, so it's not even like 3 or 4. Did you even have at all in those years prior to 9.5 even wanting to sing, or how did it all come about?
You know, my dad used to race cars, so I grew up around, like, the racetrack background, so I didn't really think about singing ever. It was never really something that I thought about. Honestly, I used to play soccer, so I was like, maybe just...
That a girl, what position?
I have no idea.
You don't
I can't
remember?
Even remember? It was so long ago, I have no idea.
I played goalie.
I just kicked the ball, whatever that was.
So, but now the funny thing is, though, I watched your video and how you said there's 68 people. We don't even have a school, a gas station. There's one stoplight. Where'd you go to school?
I'm homeschooled. So it makes it a lot easier.
That makes it, because a lot of people were like, well, where'd you go to school? I thought I had heard you were homeschooled. Okay, so you're playing soccer. Dad's involved in the race cars. And you're moving along, and then at 9.5, what happens?
I went up into his race car garage, and he was working on his car, and he was playing this classic country music, and I was like, what the heck are you listening to, Dad? Because I'd never heard it before. Like, he never played it around me. My mom never played it. I was like, what kind of music is this? Like, it just sounded so foreign. And my dad was like, don't come in here, run down my music. He's like, my music tells a story. You have to listen to the story before you hear the beautiful music.
Yes.
So I was like, all right, you know, being 9 years old, just so I like flopped down, I'm like listening, and after a few minutes I was like, Dad, I hear it, I hear the story, and he was like, well, good kid. And then another song came on, and I started like kind of like singing along to it, just kind of like humming, like, you know, when you don't know the words and you're just kind of like, you know, one of those. So it was playing, and then I started singing along, trying my best, and my dad about hit his head on the car and like looked at me real funny, and I was like, what? He was like, nothing. And then he did it again. And I'm like, what? He was like, that doesn't sound too bad.
It doesn't sound too bad. I'm sure it sounded great. I mean, you've obviously honed your chops over the years, but do you remember what song that was?
Yeah, it was the Dublin Blues by Guy Clark.
Oh, wow. Okay, you know what? One of the things I love, and if you've watched The Voice, you've seen Reba, and we've got Reba all over the set. We're going to bring Reba in just a second. Not actually in the studio, but we're gonna bring her into the conversation. So Reba mentioned country western, and it was very important when she looked at the rest of the judges and said, that's different than country music. Now, I'm going to go way back, Ruby, and tell you the beginning of my career was in country radio. I did a solo country morning show, and it's so funny because I did not grow up loving country music. In fact, I remember playing soccer in a van with one of my best friend's dads, and we were all like, what are you listening to? Kind of like what you said, right? But it was very much country western, which is the roots that we need to go back to and have the respect for where country all came from. My husband says on a regular basis, this is not country music, Monica. I'm like, yeah, but it's the evolution of it. You still have to respect it, right?
Yeah.
You, however, though, at the young age of 16, are in love with truly country western, and I love that. I mean, I remember playing Lefty Frizzell, and we have all these names that people were like, I'd love to hear a young girl enjoy our music. Like these 70 and 80-year-olds would call into the station, and I was like, I have an appreciation for the story.
Yeah.
You're so right on that. The story, and I will say, and I look through a lot of the videos on your website, which is Ruby Leigh Official. Make sure you look at that on YouTube. You've had a chance to meet some true country artists. Who was your favorite so far?
Dare I say Reba?
All right, so that's a definite. What about, like, you met Mel Tillis? Didn't you?
Mel Tillis Jr.
Junior, yes. And then did you meet Mickey Gilley?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Sang with him a few times. He's amazing.
And Way Jennings, which was so cool. You got to see that video.
Yeah, that was
was
just
quick,
recently.
right?
Yeah. It was just a kind of a last minute thing. I was in Texas and he happened to be there, and I ran into him. We got together, and he's like, let's do a song together. So it was like, what better to do than a Waylon Jennings song? So we had literally 3 minutes to work on it. We just did it randomly, and yeah, it was great. I had so much fun.
If you're just tuning in, special afternoon show for you, The Real Monica Adams with the real Ruby Leigh. We are talking about her time before The Voice, really, is the upbringing. So 9.5. Well, when do you first learn to play the guitar?
About 10 and a half, almost 11. So.
And you've come so far so quick. I mean, that's the thing that's amazing. I've been looking for hours and hours and hours over the last couple weeks. And then today, looking at all these different people that have been showcasing what you've done on The Voice and then kind of breaking things down. There's this one guy he says he's a professional singer, and he's talking about your performance and then talking about the judges' reaction. And they're talking about the roundness of your voice, talking about the tonality of your voice. But one of the things that he said was, when you got the 4-chair turn, it's the yodeling.
Because I don't come from a big family. Mm-hmm. It's literally just, the 3 other people, my mom, my dad, my sister. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, I don't come from a big family, so I like to call my fans my family because, there's these people that come in and support me just like a family member would. And,
yes.
Come to all my shows and, just really is behind me. So, that's why I like to call my fans my family because, they become family.
I get it. Trust me, Ruby. Just to give you background, I was in radio and TV for 30 years. And when I decided to go out on my own and start this show all about positivity, showcasing people that are in our community and doing great things, and I always say, we can't do it without you. Exactly. You couldn't do this if you didn't have the following, right? If they don't want to listen to you, you've got nothing. But that's not the case. You woke up and actually, she posted just 2 hours ago, you're up to what, 24,000 on Facebook now?
Yeah, that's crazy. One thing that blew my mind is on TikTok. I never posted on TikTok, and I had like 240 followers when my audition aired. I currently right now have 265,000.
Holy cow.
It's insane. I'm like, what's going on? Like,
I'm not on TikTok. I keep getting everybody saying, you've got to be on TikTok, Monica. And I mean, that's where I see the big audience for sure. You do have a great support system. People are talking about, this girl should win. This girl should win. She's just so different. And there's a lot of very talented people on the show.
Absolutely.
I asked Eli, I'm like, so who do you think? And he's like, oh my gosh. He's like, Ruby's is amazing. And he started listing others. But we want you, because we are saying you're ours. We want you to win. But there are some crazy talented people, right?
Oh, yeah.
Who has blown you away?
Number one, I'd like to say Huntley, because, oh my gosh. I mean,
Agreed.
Eli's amazing.
Yes.
He's incredible.
I was surprised that he went so early. He is very talented. But I asked
Finally. Because, they like the original song. So I was like really going through this original version, like making sure I learned it. Mm-hmm. But, this song is by Patsy Montana. Mm-hmm. Her real name is Ruby Blevins, and my name's Ruby too. So I'm like,
it's fitting.
I have to. I'm like, I can't not. And, she was the first woman to ever sell 1 million records with that song. So it's like, if you don't sing this, I swear, I'm just... Yeah, so I definitely I had to sing that one, and
you nailed it.
I'm sure glad I did.
We're all so glad you did. I mean, when John Legend turned around, and then Reba was like, yes, and then I did read in an interview that you said it almost seemed like everybody would naturally guess, yes, I'm going to pick Reba, but you also said maybe Niall.
People don't believe this, but I almost did pick Niall.
Oh, wow.
Everyone's like, really? Like, there's no way. I'm like, but yeah, I seriously almost picked Niall.
Why?
Because Reba was sitting there, and I'm like, I told myself, I'm like, I'm going to give everyone the same opportunity. Like, I'm not just going to go unbiased and pick Reba. Mm-hmm. So Reba was sitting there just smiling at me. And she wasn't saying much. She's just kind of sitting there, like, nodding her head, smiling at me. And I'm like, I feel like she just knows that I'm going to pick her.
Exactly.
So then I was like, but does she really want you? And I was like, Oh, I don't know, because they didn't show this, but Niall and John tried really hard to get me. John got out of his chair, was waving his
jacket, the legend. What was Niall doing?
Niall was just, like, flapping it, and he's, like, right here, like, doing this, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But Niall seemed like he was trying really, really hard, like, so I was like, oh my gosh, maybe I should pick Niall. Mm-hmm. And then Reba used her trick, which... They don't tell this, but I wish they did. But each of the coaches only have one trick that they can use on one contestant one time throughout the blinds.
Oh, okay.
And Reba chose to use hers on me. So I was looking around, and all that fake hair, that was her trick. That was like, hey, I really want you on my team. Like, please pick me. So then I was like,
now you have
she
to.
wants you. I'm like, oh,
okay, Reba, we'll go with the queen.
Exactly.
How are her tater tots, by the way? Have you tasted them?
They were so good. That's my number one question, too. Everyone's like, how are the tater tots? Mm-hmm. They were really good. Okay. Yeah, they were very soul-filling, as I like to say.
There she is. She is truly the queen. So Ruby brought in her guitar, and I looked over, I'm like, yes, there's the signature. So that woman right there, Ruby, just to let you know, my absolute favorite, and I've interviewed thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people, but she is such a class act, is she not?
Oh, yeah.
Just so motherly, just so sweet. So I've interviewed her 3 times in my career, and I don't know if you all can see this, but this was when she was on Broadway. She did Annie Get Your Gun. So it was just her and I, like you and I right now, sitting down, and then her husband at the time, and then her son, Shelby, came walking in, and she's like, Monica, can you hold on just a second? And I was like, absolutely. And so she went over and she's talking to Shelby, and it was just so cool to watch the realness play out, and then and wish him the best. And they were putting him on a plane. And of course, now Shelby's this great race car driver, taking it back to race cars. But it was just so cool. The woman is as real as you see, and she will attest to that, correct?
Absolutely.
She's definitely taken you under her wing. What's the best advice she's given you?
You know, one thing that she's really taught me is to really get into the emotion of the song. Mm-hmm. You know, dig deep into the song. Like, you're pretty much an actor when you're singing. Yep. So, like, if this song's sad, you're not going to be like, I'm so sad right now. Because no one's going to believe it. Like, right. No one's going to connect with that song with you. Mm-hmm. So, she was just telling me, she was like, whenever you sing, like, this song, like, the last song I sang was Blue. Yes. She was telling me, she was like, I want you to be sad. Like, don't show anything that makes us think that you're happy. Mm-hmm. So then I was like, that's a really good point. So then I was going through and I was like, all right, what should I do to make this song sad? You know, I could sing it like I'm sad, but you need to look like you're sad. Right. So I did a lot of nights looking in the mirror like, I'm so sad right now. Like, but did you go tonight? So you talk to actors and actresses and they go somewhere. Like when you see them really all out cry in movies, their mind has to go somewhere. We've all been through hard times. Where do you go when you try to pull that out of you? Yeah, so I was in a tornado in 2011, the Good Friday tornado, and I was young, but, you know, things like that are pretty scarring, you know, they kind of, you just live with it, and I had really bad separation anxiety. I couldn't be away from my parents. I would run out of school, which is the reason why I'm homeschooled, is I would literally run trying to find my parents, because I just felt like something bad would happen when I was away. Sure. So, you know, living with that, I was like, just go back to, like, those times where you felt like that, and then put it into this song. Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, powerful. So we're going to take a break. So she's only 16 years old, but what an old soul. I mean, so well-spoken. Your mom and dad have done well homeschooling you, by the way. We're going to actually visit. I wish we could bring them all in here. But, you know, we might. We might just have them kind of hover around you. But we're going to bring Dad in for sure in about 15 minutes. You're going to perform for us, right? Yeah. So we're going to take a break. What would you like to perform first? I don't know, maybe a yodeling song? Oh, yeah. Can you teach me to yodel? I'm going to ask her to teach me a little bit. Okay, we have more, and we'll look at your comments as well. Any questions you have for her or comments on her show so far. Ruby Leigh from The Voice from Foley, Missouri. We'll have more with her when we return. Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment or online, envitahealthandwellness.com.
Welcome back. 2:16. That's right. 2:16 in the afternoon. The Real Monica Adams Show. It's a bonus show. We're going to see just how many of you come on. Right now, we've got 40 of you live, and we'll see just the thousands upon thousands upon thousands that share this. So let people know that we're on for at least the next 45 minutes, maybe another hour. We're going to hear Ruby perform. We're going to find out more about her influences and where does she want to go with her career. Let's see some of the comments from you. How can we order her merchandise?
Yeah, so you can go through Facebook is one of the best ways to do it because I don't have it set up on my website yet. We'll work on that. But
Things are happening fast for you, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But going through my Facebook, you can go through Ruby Leigh, RUBYLEIGH, official on Facebook. You can message me, and I can get you in contact with my sister. She handles all my merch and stuff. She's amazing. So we can do it through that, and then pay through Venmo, and then we'll ship it to you.
Why do they call her Grumpy?
You know, she was actually born with that nickname. She's not grumpy at all.
No, she comes walking down. I'm like, you have the cutest smile, and I'm like, you're not grumpy.
No, she's really not. Is when she was born, you know, babies have to get the PKU shot in their foot.
Yes.
So, everyone thought that she was just gonna be like screaming and crying, and she was asleep. So they poke her in the foot, and the only thing she did is she was like, she just like did this growl, went right back to sleep. So then the doctor was like, well, what a baby grump. And then she was baby grump until she grew up to grumpy.
Grumpy. No, she's adorable. She just had a birthday, as did Dad, right?
Yeah.
Happy
Yesterday.
birthday to them both. Okay, hi, Ruby and Monica. Good afternoon. So great watching you achieve what you've worked so hard for. Love you.
Aw.
Cheering for you, Ruby. So excited and ready for you to take it as far as you can to the top.
Thank you.
Let's see. You are truly amazing talent and so very mature for your age. Yeah, I agree with that. I would love for you and Monica to sing a song together. Yeah, hold on. I've got a little thing that I'm going to ask her to do maybe at the end of the show. Monica, tell her I said hello. Abby Stahlschmidt, who is my baby sis. That's what we call each other. So I've been training Abby since she was 14 years old. She is an incredible singer, model, musician, composer. She was just in Nashville. Have you two talked by chance online? Maybe?
I might have. I talked to so many people.
She probably follows. She's in Nashville too. You guys definitely cross the same paths. So glad you have gotten on The Voice. Best of luck to your future. Hi, Ruby from Cottleville. Incredible. She's going places. Love hearing you, Ruby. Such a great performer. I should clarify that she didn't come to Clarksville to see us. She came to Applefest to see all of us. Oh, Applefest. You've been all over the place. I mean,
Yeah.
you probably don't even know where you're coming or going. Okay, so you said you're going to perform for us. You're going to do a little yodeling?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. She's got this guitar that is signed right here by the Queen herself to Ruby. Love ya, Reba. When did she sign that?
She signed that after my battle.
After the battle?
Yeah.
Okay.
She signed it for me during like my rehearsal. So I was like, Reba. Oh my gosh.
So have you heard her do Blue? I hope so. The battle was incredible. Jolene, I Want to Be a Cowboy Sweetheart. That's where the yodeling came. Is that what you're going to do for us?
Should I do Cowboy Sweetheart or Blue? Do you have a specific one?
Okay, how about you all tell me? Anybody, first person, or George, you can tell me in my ear. My husband's
First
here as
person.
well. First person, which one do you want? Do you want Blue or do you want Cowboy Sweetheart? First person on it, you let me know, but we're going to do others as well. Somebody did ask, and I was going to be a surprise. George is saying Blue. Okay, I would have picked the other, but I'll let you do it. I let you all go forward. Oh, no, see, it was almost simultaneous. Okay, there's two Blues and one Cowboy Sweetheart. All right, we'll let you do Blue. Go ahead and do Blue.
All right.
When was it? How old were you when you first did this?
I was 11.
11.
Yeah, so it was a while ago.
Isn't it fun for you to look back at old videos, though, and see how much you've grown?
It's kind of embarrassing, honestly,
No,
looking
it
back.
isn't.
I was like, oh my gosh, you thought you were good.
I listen back to my early days of radio and go, oh, your voice is so high, you sound mousy.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh,
It's
yeah.
fun. It'll always be fun for you, though, to go back. Okay,
Yeah.
we are being blessed. Oh, see, they're saying Cowboy Sweet. I know. How about half and half? Can you do that? Look at I'm throwing her for a loop.
I might be able to do that.
Yeah, let's do a little mix-up. Let's do a mash, Ruby.
All right, I'll do a little mash.
Start
I don't know if
with
I
Blue.
can mash them together, but I'll just do like half.
Yes, half and half. Okay, we're going to start with Blue. This is Ruby
All
Leigh,
right.
everybody from The Voice.
Oh, so lonesome for you. Tears fill my eyes till I can't see.
Switch.
Moving on.
That's incredible. I love how you say be. Bay over me. All right, Cowboy Sweetheart for all of you that want Cowboy Sweetheart.
All right, here we go.
Woo-hoo.
Wanna be a cowboy sweetheart. Wanna learn to rope and ride. Wanna ride all the plains in the desert, southwest of the grapevine. Wanna hear the coyotes howling while the sun sets in the west. I wanna be a cowboy sweetheart. The life I love the best.
Wow. Even better in person. Okay,
thank
how
you.
do you even begin to teach yourself how to yodel?
I honestly, I don't think I can tell you.
And by the way, better than Reba did. I know you've heard this already. I mean, if somebody said the other day, okay, she's 16 and Reba's whatever Reba is, and she still looks incredible, by the way.
Oh,
but
yeah.
but when Reba did yodel, it wasn't the same tonality and the reach that you have in your voice.
Yeah, Reba does an older style of yodeling.
Okay.
You know, like they call it the cowboy yodel.
Okay.
Is what she does. I do more of a modern yodel, which is they call it the proper yodel, which is where you break your voice
Okay.
to actually do it. A lot of people, when you hear them yodel, they sing it, kind of like Gwen sang the yodel that she did. But I break my voice, which is where you pretty much skip the middle. You go from low, skip the middle, and go right into
Right
the
into
high.
the high, yeah.
Which makes it so difficult because it's hard to land right in that note. So that's why everyone's like, why does it sound different? You know, but I've seen those comments too. And thank you very much. but-
Exactly. You're like, wait a minute, this is Reba.
yeah, don't down my girl Reba.
So the yodeling, how could you teach me? What do I have to do?
Okay.
I'm not gonna be able to do this. I would like to even be able to get to what Reba did, maybe the cowboy one.
Okay. So the first thing I'd say is to break your voice.
Leave this in the middle and go here to here.
So one thing that helped me a lot is if you just like go all the way up until your voice like where you go like
Till it breaks?
Yeah, till you go into falsetto. You're getting close. So like where you stopped at that end there, it was
Keep going.
It was probably right before you're about to break your voice
Oh.
because that's where you naturally feel like you're supposed
Okay.
to stop. So like a
Hey.
yeah, you're close.
Oh, I'm getting
Yeah.
props from Reba Leigh.
Yeah. So and then you just repeat it and then you work on like vowels like O, A, E, you know, things like that.
And it always starts. Does it always start with Yoda? Yodelehi?
Typically.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I was at home going, yeah, can't do it, but I'm going to see him, get some tips from her. So any of you, I mean, when we heard you do it on The Voice, it just, that's what made the chairs turn. I mean, if they didn't turn the chairs, I would have been blown away because it was so unique, and that's why everyone's just falling in love with you. Yes, as we said, there's amazing talent that's on the show, but the reason all four of those very talented musicians turned those chairs is because of just how unique and talented that she is. You blew them away when you said you were 16. 16 and from Foley, Missouri. And they're like, what? So what can you give us that's behind the scenes stuff about those four that maybe we haven't heard?
Well, one thing I'd say is about the show, the buttons don't make noise, so you don't hear them turn around. That was one thing that I was going in, like, you know, being like watching the show, you expect to hear them like hit the button, like you're expecting the psh.
Well, because we hear the psh at home, exactly.
Yeah. So I was going in, walking out to the stage, and I was like, oh, just listen for the noise. And I got up there, and I'm like, I don't hear it. And then I was like, I was looking at, I was actually looking at Niall's chair, and then I look, and out of the corner of my eye, it was like John turning around. I was like, John? And he turned before I started yodeling, so I was like, that's weird.
Yes.
I'm like, John. So in my mind, I was like, you're team legend. I'm like, you are on John's team now.
And then Reba.
And then Reba.
I will say I love watching your reaction when Reba turns, because you just get this cute little giddy look like, yep, the queen just turned, the queen of country music just turned on me. And then Niall, Niall has been very complimentary of you. I love the videos that you did together.
Yeah, Niall has been like my biggest fan throughout throughout the show. He is just so amazing. Honestly, I don't think I could have gone wrong picking either Reba or Niall because of how amazing they've been. You know, all of them have been amazing. So, yeah, Niall, every time, like, after my battle round, he came out with, like, open arms. He was like, Ruby, I'm such a huge fan of yours. And I'm like, you're in One Direction. Like, we should be switching spots right now. I'm like, what? He's just absolutely amazing. And the relationship that he and Reba have is just incredible. I love to see it.
Well, and it was fun last night. If you all watched last night, the four of them finally got a chance to sing. I was just blown away. I had a chance to see John Legend when he was here a couple years ago. My husband and I went to him, and I was like, gosh, he has one of the most purest, most beautiful voices. That's just so soulful. So, yes, all four of them were great, but I really honed in on him. I'm like, man, he's another level, like you. A whole nother level here. All right, everybody, if you're just tuning in, again, it's an afternoon show, The Real Monica Adams with Ruby Leigh. Hi, Ruby, saw you play for BFA Shield of Faith Recovery Center. And she said, thank you for doing that.
Oh, no worries.
Hey, Ruby, it's Cindy and grandson Landon watching. You look great. Sing an original song of yours.
An original song? Maybe.
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 We'll think about that. Ruby, you got this. You're going to be Reba McEntire first season, first winner, and the first voice winner to make it bigger than any other voice winner ever has. Wow. Look at this.
Thank you. Wow.
That was great. You go, girl. Best of luck. She's my idol now. Good luck, Ruby. Everybody. So we're looking at some of the pictures. I mean, when you, that's awesome. When you went to audition, did I read that you kind of were doing it as a joke? Did you do rock songs?
I did, yeah. So, you know, I kind of had a great head of steam before I, you know, was on the show. I do credit the show for a lot of the people I have now. Most people wouldn't know who I am if it weren't for the show.
Sure.
But, you know, I did have a pretty good following before the show, and I just never really thought about doing it. Like, I love watching the show. I was like, oh, this show's really cool. Like, how often do you get to do this? So my sister signed me up randomly, didn't tell me, and she was like, well, you got an audition for The Voice here in a few minutes. I'm like,
in a few minutes. Get ready.
I'm like, what?
Spontaneity.
So, yeah, exactly. So then I was like, oh my gosh. And then we were thinking, like, how funny would it be? Like, I did not expect to make it at all. So me and my sister were laughing. We're like, how funny would it be if I dressed up super country? I mean, like, more country than this, like,
what'd you have on? Fringe? Okay.
Like, fringe, all kinds of country, like, embellishments, like, nudie suit type country, and get up there and just sing, like, a rock song. So, I think I sent in, like, Ozzy Osbourne or, like, Alice Cooper or something like that. And,
I love this.
We sent it in, and me and my sister were laughing so hard. We thought it was the funniest thing. It was like, they're going to open this video and see me in this and be like, all right, here we go. Here's a little country girl, then just out of nowhere, like Crazy Train or something. And
you can do Crazy Train?
Well, not really.
Can I hear a little of Crazy Train? Come on, I love that song. No, you shouldn't have said it. I'm going to put her on the spot.
Going
out the rails
on the crazy train. Yeah, that was horrible. But
no. You know what I love about you? And that's the thing. If you start to dig on YouTube and you look back at Ruby Leigh Official on YouTube, you'll see all of these songs that she's done. And I wanted to come up with something I thought maybe you had not done. But I found that you did 2 years ago. So you know what I'm going to ask you to do? Well, one of the songs that I love that my husband and I always dance to whenever we go to a wedding or go to a winery and this comes up, Tennessee Whiskey. Will you do Tennessee Whiskey for me?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, Tennessee Whiskey. We're going to take a quick break. Ruby Leigh, Tennessee Whiskey when we return.
Carroll House Furniture is growing and hiring for many positions. Drive to success delivering concierge service and setup in customer homes.
Enjoy teamwork in our clean, organized warehouse where Carroll House stocks for fast, free delivery.
Associates sell more and make more with 3.5 acres of choices in stock. Infinite custom orders, plus the lowest prices in the country.
If you like top pay and the best benefits in St. Louis, you'll love working here.
So if you like nice things, join the Carroll House Furniture family.
Well, the warmer weather is exiting and colder weather is upon us. Have you been putting off getting that heater inspected or fixed? Well, that's like pushing your car to fumes. You don't want to be left feeling empty and cold. Let Aldon Indoor Air Quality Specialist come to your rescue to take you out of the miserable cold inside your home and help warm you, your home, and your hearts. Don't put it off or you'll be stranded inside in the cold. Aldon Indoor Air Quality Specialist. From routine maintenance to unexpected repairs, they've got you you covered with 24-hour availability. al-dunn.com. Hi, it's Monica Adams. Thank you so much for following along with the Real Monica Adams Show since we launched back in March. But I wanted to let you know there's so much more that I could do with you, your business, your corporation. Did you know that I'm a motivational speaker all around the world, as well as an MC and an auctioneer? So if you have an event, maybe a nonprofit organization, and you want to book me, just shoot me an email, info@therealmonicaadams.com. Personal training, life coaching, and styling as well. info@therealmonicaadams.com. Welcome back. 2:32. It is the afternoon version of the Real Monica Adams Show. We are having a blast in here, listening to the most incredible voice that I've heard in a long, long time. And look, I've been in country music radio for a long, long time. We're showing the Queen, of course, Reba, but right here, did you see on set the mega mentor that you had, Winona? And I thought I had to put it together. Her beautiful mother. I wish you would have been able to meet her. What an amazing woman. You know, she put on this, which I thought was interesting, be at peace, and that's what we hope you are now. Love and happiness to Naomi. I would like to know who you would like to do a duet with in your life, Ruby, because I have somebody on the other side of this that I think you need to do a duet with. So you tell me first.
Oh my gosh. There's so many people, but I would love to do a duet with like Tyler Childers or like someone like that.
Okay.
It'd be really cool. And some of the like newer, like keeping the old country alive, but also like new, you know, like
Go
something like
back
that.
for me about within the last maybe 10, 15, 20 years.
Oh gosh.
You all tell me, who would you like to hear her with, by the way? Because I think these two, because he truly keeps to the roots of country music. And he was one of my favorites also back when I was at Emerald Studios, and I used to do mornings at WIL for about 7 years.
Oh nice.
This is who you need to do a duet with.
Oh, Brad Paisley?
Yes, you two together would be incredible. He's hilarious, by the way.
Really?
Yes. What a personality. But I'm going to ask all of you, though. Who would you like to see? Oh, yeah, they're all loving it. Who would you like to see Ruby do a duet with over the years? Let's introduce one of the family, and this is Casey. Casey and I have been talking for the last few weeks. Thank you, sir, for bringing her in. Thank you for raising an incredible woman, because it's a true testament to what you and your wife have done.
It's our pleasure. Been very blessed with two incredible children. No problems with either one of them. We only have to whoop them about 2 or 3 times a day, and you know, they have been, you know. I was not that child. Let's just say that. You know, I was not the child that they are. I was always in trouble, and they have just been pillars of the community and huge hearts, and have so much love and compassion for people, especially elderly people. And the things that they do is just mind-blowing to me.
So, Dad, Casey, she was mentioning that when she was 9.5 and she was listening to music that you had in the garage, who were your favorite artists that she was listening to?
Oh, dear Lord. A lot of them. Hank Sr., Guy Clark is a really kind of an unknown guy, but man, what an incredible writer. Billy Joe Shaver. So many people that are really unknowns, but just incredible writers. Billy Joe Shaver wrote, I think, all of Waylon Jennings' big breakout album. He wrote every song on it, if I'm not mistaken. But Loretta Lynn, Dolly Parton, man, I mean, the list goes on. Patty Loveless.
Patty Loveless.
Oh,
see,
my God.
Those are the years, and that's what I miss. But I also like the fact that country's still alive and well and thriving. I mean, that's the thing. I know a lot of people that come from the roots of country, they get a little frustrated. They hear the rap in country. They hear the pop, and I know it turns some people off that truly love the traditional country, right?
Absolutely. But there is such a huge yearning for classic style country. What Ruby did with Cowboy Sweetheart, a song that's almost 100 years old, that she was trending on Billboard, trending on YouTube, trending on Entertainment Tonight, all these different things. She took something that was almost 100 years old. changed it, made it something different, and made it, and it was a beautiful song, obviously, to sell that many records during the Depression.
Yes.
So it was already an incredible song, but she took it and made it into something new and refreshing that everybody obviously can love, and,
Right.
and they are loving it, but there's so many things out there like that people want to get back to the true roots of country music. They don't want to hear about, jacked up trucks and drinking on a dirt road, and, they want to hear a true story,
Yes.
and Patty Loveless,
Yes,
oh my
she's
gosh, I
amazing.
mean, the stories that, you'll never leave Harland alive, Bloody Harland, stuff like that just resonates
Yes.
in my heart, and I'm voting, to bring that back. And
Agreed. Patty Loveless, and I saw a video, one of my favorites from back then was Lori Morgan, and you actually had a chance to meet her and play in front of her, and she
Yeah.
was blown away as soon as you opened your mouth.
Yeah, I got to share the stage with her, which was amazing. It was in St. Peter's in 2018. It was her and Pam Tillis, and
another
it was
great
just
one.
it was so crazy. I didn't expect to sing with them, let alone for them. So my sister saw her walking in, and I always remembered Lori with her long hair. So my sister, she had just recently cut her hair, and so I was like, I don't think that's her. And my sister's like, I think that's Lori. And then I was like, okay. And then she called over and she was like, Lori. And then she was like walking through the gate at the same time. And she was like, yes. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is her. And my sister's like, my sister wants to sing a song for you. Would you listen to her sing? And she was like, she came over and leaned over this fence and looked right in my face. And she was like, do you want to sing a song for me? And I was like, yeah. She's like, right here in front of all these people? And I was like, yeah. She's like, all right, well, let's hear it.
I love that alone. I mean, that's the thing that you can teach. And that's one of the things I wanted to do on this show this afternoon is to have you talk to the younger generation of when you get that kind of an opportunity, don't pass on it.
Oh, no.
Right? You've got this God-given talent that you are now honing and honing and honing, and the blessings that you have, the passion that you have. There's a lot of bullying that is around. There was bullying that around in our age, right? There's bullying that's always been there, but more prevalent now, more so than not just in-person bullying, but the bullying that takes place on the phones, and we see what happens. You are giving hope to this younger generation and saying, I say at the end of every show, Casey and Ruby, be anything you want to be in this world. That you truly can be anything you want to be, but be kind to each other. Constantly be kind to each other. What do you want to say to the younger generation to kind of help them along, to be an idol to them?
Absolutely. Even me being on this huge platform, I have those people.
Yes.
I have those people that are telling me that I'm horrible. I'm like, you know what? At least I did it.
How do you? Okay, but this is important. How do you not let that affect you and bleed into you and poison you?
Absolutely. I just think about all the things I've done. I trust in the Lord, and one of my favorite Bible verses is John 15:18. And it talks about the world. If you feel like the world hates you, remember it hated me first. So I always like to remember that. I have it in my bio, and it's just, there's a lot of mean people out there, but sometimes, you might be the only Bible that a person gets to read, So I just tell people, trust in the Lord, just do what you believe in, what makes you happy, pretty much. And that's really what's important for me, and I just don't let it get to my head. Honestly, me and my sister, we have this kind of humor where we can read these hate comments and laugh about it. It's
you.
like, all right, that's your opinion, that's okay.
Are you all listening to this? You are getting there, Ruby, much quicker than I did. I used to read them in my early, well, it wasn't this type. We would get actual letters. We would get letters, and you would get hate mail, and you would get why are you wearing that outfit on TV? Why do you have your hair like that?
Oh, yeah.
Well, why aren't you this shape? And you should be thinner, you should be heavier. It's like, why do you care, right? Until you finally get thick skin. You had to have had some role in helping her with that.
Yes. The thing with those people, that anybody that is doing anything positive, you're always going to have somebody that's going to be negative towards you.
Haters.
And yeah, haters, exactly, that want to put you down. But what I figured out is those people truly don't hate you. They want to be you.
Oh, absolutely.
They're the people that's tried to do whatever you're doing, in Ruby's case, music, spend a lifetime. And we have one of those, it's a gentleman, and he's 70 plus years old, and he absolutely just hates her.
Really?
and would
Yeah.
much rather see her fail than see her succeed. And the reason is because he spent his whole life doing this, chasing this dream, and never done any of the things that she's done. There was a very, very well-known artist that told Ruby when she was, I think, 12 years old, said, Ruby, said, do you realize that in this short amount of time, all the things that you've done, all the things that you've accomplished, you've already had a career that most musicians only dream of.
That we'll never have, right, in a
And-
short time.
And they, you know, and it's true if you think about it. If you look at her bio, which needs to be heavily updated, you know,
Come on, Dad.
whose problem that is, but definitely needs to be taken care of very soon. But if you look at that, and as Ruby said, you know, we have our faith, and if you don't see the things that she's done, the people she's met, the stages she's been on, you don't see God's hand in that, you're blind, because God put us in places that, you know, no man could put us there. And you know, perfect timing is one thing if it happens once or twice, but if it happens repetitiously, you know, constantly, and these things keep happening.
Well, you know, I'm very faith-based, by the way. If you haven't seen this on the show, every day we read from a devotional right here by my table. I'm actually going to end today's show 15, 30 minutes from now in a different way. I'm going to ask her if she and I can join on something which I think will be really, really powerful, and it will all pull the faith in. I've said this morning. If you don't have faith, I don't know how you live. I don't know what you lean in on. When the hardest times, we're talking about really deep, dark things that people go through, and faith is what pulls you through, and then you just kind of, you let him guide you. And again, we're not pushing anything on you, but sometimes when you're lost, maybe that's how you're going to get found, is if you just open up your heart and open up your mind a little bit. So I asked Ruby if she would sing a little Tennessee Whiskey for me. You don't have to do the whole thing, just a little bit of it. Because then I'm going to ask you, I'm going to try to find a song you haven't done and see if you can do it. But Tennessee Whiskey, if my husband would, which he won't, I would have him come in here and we would dance for you to this. I never not dance to this song. So a little Tennessee Whiskey from Ruby.
Yeah. Used to spend my nights out in the barroom, liquor was the only love I'd known. But she rescued me from reaching for the bottom and brought me back for being too far gone. Woo. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. And honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time.
Woo! Ruby Leigh. Okay, that's incredible. I'm trying to find something that she can't do, and I don't think we're going to be able to do that, because listen to the purity of this voice. Let's look at some more. People are saying your voice so clear, the clarity. So they say Randy Travis or Alan Jackson. That would be interesting.
I don't know any of their songs, unfortunately.
No. As far as doing a duet.
Yeah.
She would not say no to that. This is awesome. Love you, Ruby. Love you.
Thank
How
you.
long was the process from when you first auditioned before you were actually on?
About a year.
A year.
Yeah.
I love all the behind the scenes stuff that we don't know
Lots
about.
and lots and lots of cuts from the first audition to even get the call to say that you're going to be on a show. If you can just imagine the thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people that audition each year, it gets cut down to 100 people that end up in California, you know, that land in California. And then there's cuts still, you know, if
When
you
you're
can't,
there,
Yeah.
if you don't interview well, you're gone, you
Well,
know, so.
she obviously interviews well. We can tell that right now. But it was so funny. If you didn't hear this, and you got to go back and watch the beginning, she talked about how it was just, her sister said, hey, you're going to audition here in a few minutes. She puts on this very, very country outfit. She does rock songs. She's figuring it's just kind of a joke. And then look how far. I was watching last night. So are you on tonight's show, I hope? Do you know?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Well, we're still going to watch.
You should still watch.
Well, yeah, we're still watching because, again, we love the incredible talent that we have seen. So, have you ever done an Adele song, somebody asked?
I just learned an Adele song.
Which one?
Actually, When We Were Young.
Do I know that one? When We Were Young. Can you give me a little bit? And she likes to do a cappella, which I agree.
Let me photograph you in this light. I'm sure you know it
Keep
now.
going.
In case it is the last time that we might be exactly like we were before we realized we were sad of getting old and made us restless. It was just like a movie. It was just like a song when we were young.
One thing that I've told people when someone gets married, I always tell you to watch the soon-to-be husband, when the bride walks down the aisle. As she's singing, I'm watching Dad. I'm watching how proud you are. You're giving me chills. I can see the tears welling up in your eyes, just as you did when those chairs turned. How can you not be? You're so proud of this woman, and it just reminds me of my father, who I lost when I was 24. But he's the one that guided me to this show, Ruby. He's the one that said, darling, I need you to be ready like you've never been ready in your life. And look at these people that are coming on. I cannot wait to see where you go. We have to be patient with this. I don't even know how your voice can get better because it's just like angelic. We're going to take a quick break. Have you ever done an Etta James song?
I almost learned one, but
I may have found a song she hasn't done. We're going to take a break. We'll have more with Ruby and Casey when we return. Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment or online envitahealthandwellness.com. Welcome back. We are having so much fun with Ruby Leigh from Foley, Missouri, from The Voice. Her father, Casey Pearson, in with us as well. I was trying to find a song that maybe you hadn't done, and I think, breaking news, Etta James, At Last, which is a song that so many of you have at your weddings that you dance to. It's my song with my husband. You've never done it, right?
no.
Will you do it? Will you do it? Because this is going to show you just how talented. If she forgets the words, we're going to give them to her.
Okay. Yeah,
Just
I'm
a
gonna
little
try.
bit. You don't have to do very much of it.
I'm going to try my best. At last, my love has come along. My lonely days are over.
Oh my gosh. Now, see, that's just a little bit of it. I would like to hear you do that. So will you do that? Maybe work on that and do a little rendition and put it out there. It's a beautiful song. I think people would like that. You know what? Do you all have any requests, by the way? Let's see. What is your absolute all-time favorite song you've ever done up to this point? Because I'm sure it's going to change over the years.
Cowboy Sweetheart.
That one is?
Yeah.
Okay, what would be second?
Dang, I don't know what would be second.
Dad, what's your favorite song that she does? That makes you cry, like you can't believe that this is coming out of your daughter.
All of them.
That's true.
I don't know. I like, it doesn't make me cry, but I like Tupelo.
I was actually just thinking of that.
Tupelo?
Yeah,
Tupelo.
it's kind of a newer song, but Ruby has this knack for making everything
Her own.
to feel
Yes.
like, it's the
First time you've ever heard it?
Yeah.
Can you give me a little Tupelo?
Yeah.
Okay, Tupelo. Let's see what they're saying here. Oh, somebody just said OMG. See, at last, OMG. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Tupelo, everybody.
Ain't been wasted in a long time. But tonight it feels just fine. Riding home with the windows up, along with the plastic cup of real good wine. If I get out of this hole, I'm going to Tupelo. There's a girl out there that'll treat me fair. You get about a week of spring and the summer is blistering. And there ain't no one from here that'll follow me there. Said there ain't no one from here that'll follow me there.
Woo. Beautiful. I just said it's like a voice from God. And I mean, the faith, you can tell he is guiding you. She will be the winner of the voice, Jesse just said. If she's not, something's wrong. So pure and clear, just amazing.
Thank you.
Okay, you have an amazing voice. Ruby and her family are some of the best people on this earth. Kelly Clarkson. You do Kelly songs? Nope.
No.
No Kelly. How about Carrie Underwood, someone said?
No.
I'm crying. That voice is incredible.
Thank you.
The Judds. Grandpa.
Not yet. I'm
Oh,
working on it though.
you got to do a little grandpa. Yep, love it, love it, love it, love it. Great job, Dad. Rocky Top.
You can play Rocky Top.
Yeah, do a little Rocky Top.
I wish that I was on a Rocky Top down in the Tennessee hills. There ain't no smoggy smoke on a Rocky Top, ain't no telephone bills. Once I had a girl on Rocky Top, and the other half had me. Wild as a mink, the sweet as soda pop, I stick my back to that.
Rocky Top, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top,
Rocky Top, Tennessee.
Rocky Top, Tennessee.
How about that? We got Daddy singing there. I love it. I love your dimples, by the way.
Thank you. Reba mentioned that.
How can we not? Somebody just said, I'm crying, exquisite, so fun to watch, a rising star with incredible talent who comes from the same small community. I was blessed to grow up in Winfield and attend K through 12 at Lincoln Country R4. Go Foley. Keep your faith in God first. She is. Ruby, your talents, your gifts will take you to the stars. Have fun. We are all rooting for you.
Thank you.
You are so accomplished at 16. First time I heard you, I said this is a God-given talent just like everyone else. There's so many comments in here. She'll be able to see them as well. Oh my gosh. I'm so proud of how far you've come. Oh, I actually brought this in. Have you ever done anything with a tambourine? This is signed by the late, great Kenny Rogers.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes. Kenny and Dolly had a chance to see them in concert. Dolly, you actually don't you have something signed by her?
Yeah, I won a Soul Mountain vocal competition that she puts on, and I got a guitar that she signed. She wasn't there, unfortunately.
Ah.
It was like the first year she wasn't there, too, so
Another queen.
dang it.
Dad, you want to do the tambourine?
Oh,
You don't want to hear them.
So, you are performing where on New Year's Eve? I saw, is this sold out already, by the way?
it is getting really close.
Okay, so if people want to
Very
see you live on New Year's Eve, where is it?
Yeah, I'm playing in Edwardsville, Illinois at American Legion 199. It's going to be an amazing show. It's going to be a long show, too. I think it's going to be like 3 hours, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's going to be a fun one, and what a better way to start the new year. But yeah, we still have some tickets available,
Okay.
but it comes with a meal and drinks and stuff. So
Where can they get tickets?
At the American Legion Post 199 in
Okay.
Edwardsville.
Okay.
yeah,
So, where do you want to go in your career? What do you want to do? I asked Eli this same question, and I said, are you open to all of it? So, if it's obviously music, it's musicianship, but Reba has been on small stage, the big stage, Broadway, TV, acting, author. Would you do all those things?
Absolutely. Yeah. Anything that has to do with music, honestly, I think I'm in for it. Like one of my biggest dreams is to play the Grand Ole Opry. So
Yes.
Make that happen.
yeah,
Make that happen. Let's make that happen, folks. Yes. I mean, that would be the pinnacle, right? So what about fashion? I'm very big into fashion. So where do you get your influences for what you're wearing?
Yeah, so the outfits that I like to wear is like, this is actually a little thing about the show that you probably don't know, but you send in like a style board of these people that you like, I guess you get your style from. So I sent in like Patsy Cline and Porter Wagner, like
Wow.
things like that. I love like very much like gemstones and like diamonds and fringe and embroidery especially. So I was like, I want something like that. I mean, I don't know if you saw my battle outfit. I wasn't very fond of that one.
I did.
It was okay. It was funny because I had 3 options to choose from, and one was kind of like a Donny Osmond outfit, and the other one I looked like Count Chocula. So I was like, ooh, maybe I should go with the fringe. Yeah, but my audition and my knockout were all my clothes.
Okay.
So that was all me. That's usually what I wear. It's like my style, stuff like this.
I love it. And she's got Ruby Lee on her hat too, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I just got this hat actually on the way here. This is from Halos.
Honky Tonk
Halos.
Where's that?
And
I'm not even sure where
I'm
they're
not sure where
located.
she's located. I think it might be Florida, maybe. But she made me.
I was going to say,
beautiful hat.
yeah, it says Ruby Lee on it. You know people are going to want merchandise with all of this on it. I told her, Dad, you have to go to Nigro's. So my boots I just picked up in Kansas, and wait till you see the purse. She's going to want one, by the way. Trust me. It's a saddle. It looks like, did you see it?
I did see that.
It's incredible. Yes. These boots, I had to get blue because I'm known for blue, but I picked these up at Nigro's, and they have 2 locations, by the way, in Kansas. So if you go through there, I just have forever loved country clothes. Country Western, true country Western. I used to work at Little Bit of Texas and in Cahoots. Oh, my director wants to see the boots.
That was
there you
before
go.
Ruby's time, I believe.
Yes, it was. It was. Yes, I think of the things that I've done, and I'm like, oh, Ruby wasn't even born yet.
I know, right?
So someone said I'm late. I forgot I was going live. It's okay. You get a chance to go back and watch. So before we do something that I want to wrap up the show with, what's your absolute favorite Reba song?
You Lie.
You Lie. Yeah, good one. Have you done Fancy?
I have.
Fancy is the one that I always did in contest, and that's what I sang in Vegas. That was my favorite. Yes. So,
It's amazing.
Congratulations so far for where you are. I am so excited to stay in touch with both of you to see where you go. Of course, you can't tell us what's going to happen on The Voice. We have to keep watching.
Gotta watch.
I usually, Ruby, wrap up with a devotional every day, 100 Days to Freedom, breaking people from fear and anxiety and things like that. But can you do something with me that has to do with faith? Because I know you've done this, but it's also very interesting, the tune that you did it to, but a traditional Amazing Grace. I want to start it. You do the second part, and then that's how we're going to wrap up the show. Just 2 verses. Does that work with you?
I can probably do that. I don't know if I can play it or
No,
not.
we can do it a cappella.
Okay.
We'll do it a cappella. Everybody, again, Ruby Leigh, follow her, Ruby Leigh Official, follow her on YouTube, follow her on TikTok, because now there's hundreds of thousands, follow her on Facebook, everywhere. Just keep following this girl. And I did hear something, I'm hoping this is not true. When you used to play here, did St. Louis not necessarily treat you the best? Is that what I heard that somewhere?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that better change.
Well, St. Louis is known as a rock city, but I think that you can tell that the country is coming back. There's a lot of new country artists that have been springing up over the past few years, and kind of following in a little girl's footsteps.
That's
and,
right.
So it's pretty amazing to see that.
She's going to keep leading, and you better keep following. Well, I wanted to make sure, whatever St. Louis did, that I apologize and hope you had a great experience on this show. That's what mattered. Okay, so a little Amazing Grace. It's the song I sang at my father's funeral. I heard you do it. It brought tears to my eyes. Wait, I'm going to cry here. So I'm going to do the first verse. She's going to do the second. And then, George, you can just take us out from there. Remember, I always tell you this, in a world where you can be anything, be kind first. And put faith in it. Put God in it. Ready?
Ready.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see.
'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed.
God bless you, my friend. God
Thank
bless
you.
you.